Whether you're a decision maker on a team or getting to know a new business, doing a SWOT analysis is a valuable skill. If you're not familiar with this framework, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, or SWOT analysis, check out our What is SWOT Analysis video linked in the upper right. Today, we're going to cover how to do a SWOT analysis in a diagramming app called Gliffy. Gliffy is an easy-to-use app available in Confluence, Jira, and online. To get started with a free trial and follow along with this how-to tutorial, check out our app linked in the upper right or find a link for that free trial in our video description. Now, let's get into it. In Gliffy, I'm going to make a SWOT analysis just like this. I'll go to File, New, and from here, I'll select a basic diagram. And I'm going to start by drawing out a square. I'm going to size it up so I have plenty of room to add my ideas on here. And I'm going to make this square green. I like green for this starting one because this box will be for our strengths. I'm going to use the text tool to add a text box and say strengths. You can easily stylize all this text. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. And then I'll drag and drop it right there. I have this snap to grid option on up here, and that makes it a lot easier. All right, next we need to make boxes for our weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this. I'll do Command D to duplicate it and draw a box over here. I have snap to grid on, so it's really easy to keep this consistent. And I'll rename this one weaknesses. And I'm going to make the color of this rectangle yellow because to me that says weaknesses in a really clear way. Then below these two, we need our opportunities and threats. So again, I'm going to select them. I'm going to duplicate. I'll drag them down here. This one will be our opportunities because it is positive. And this one will be threats. And I'm going to make this like an orange color. Red just looks a little dark for me. And then this one I'm going to make light green because it's positive, but we haven't taken advantage of it yet. All right, so that becomes our grid. I'm going to zoom out so you can see this really easily. And that becomes the baseline for our SWOT analysis. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm items. And what I love about making a SWOT diagram in Gliffy is you can easily drag and drop shapes around. And so each of these rectangles can represent its own idea. But sometimes as you're working on these SWOT diagrams, you don't really know which category something falls into. So a great example for that would be like industry trends. If you're not quite sure what the trends are associated with your business, you might not know whether to put it in opportunities or threats yet. So I like doing it this way because you can easily put an idea like industry trends out and then leave it off to the side until you figured out what impact that has on your company. Now, remember that strengths are the things that your organization excels at, like having the highest rated tool on the market or being known for awesome customer service. These are the physical things that support your business, or it can be intellectual property as well. Weaknesses will be the things that your competitors are doing better than you or that the things your company does not do well. This could be like having limited business hours compared to your competitors or bugs that need to be fixed or issues with your product. Then you'll consider your opportunities. These are the things that are external to your company that you could take advantage of. So like I mentioned earlier, that might be industry trends if you're able to take advantage of them and they don't hurt your business. One might be if you own a restaurant in an area where a developer just announced a really large housing complex coming. So there will be more customers in your area. That's an opportunity to take advantage of. This might also be new technology or more affordable technology that you can now use for your business. And then last, you'll want to look for threats. Threats are going to be the things that could hurt your business and are external to your business. So this wouldn't be like a issue with your product, because that would be internal to your business. Threats instead are going to be a manufacturer who says that they're going to begin selling directly to your customers, or your competitors announcing something that might hurt your business. So these are a lot of the things that your competitors are doing. And it also really frequently includes industry regulations or governmental regulations, such as tariffs or changes in the tax structure for your company or your products. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in some ideas, and then we'll loop back and I'll show you how I actually use this diagram to understand the competitive environment. All right, so I've gone in and I've put in some ideas of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And I wanted to walk you through this example. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can make sure you read everything. I have this option here, which is consumer trend, increased mobile shopping. I haven't categorized this yet because it could be a good thing, it could be an opportunity for our company, and it could be a threat for our company. In this case, I know it's going to go somewhere in one of these two. And as I looked at my strengths and weaknesses, I had this option that my mobile site is not working well right now. So right now, this would be a threat. If I had an awesome mobile site and my competitors did not have a great mobile site yet, then this would be an opportunity. So the actual analysis part is going through and looking at the strengths and opportunities that you have and evaluating how you can address opportunities while using your strengths. Then it's looking at your weaknesses and opportunities, so here and here, and it's saying which opportunities are less valid because of my weaknesses. So if this was here, increased mobile shopping, but I have this weakness of my mobile site isn't working well, then I'm not going to consider this an opportunity anymore. I need to consider this a threat, and I need to prioritize fixing my mobile site. Then it's a good idea to look at your strengths and your threats. So saying, how can I look at each of these threats and use my strengths to address them? So I have competitors who announce a strategic partnership. How can I lean into my own partnership with a manufacturer to mitigate the damage of that threat? And then the last one is looking at your weaknesses and your threats. So which threats are particularly dangerous for your organization? Again, that's this consumer trend of increased mobile shopping, and your mobile site is not working well. So this helps you prioritize, hey, this is going to be a big issue for my company. So I might even go in and make sure that this shows up with, let's do a red line around it and make that a little thicker so that it really stands out on this chart. Once you've done this SWOT analysis and you've been able to gather your thoughts, it's a great idea to share it with your coworkers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit save. And then I will share it by either creating a shareable link or embedding it in one of these workplace tools like Slack so that I can get feedback from my teammates. Once I'm ready to add my SWOT diagram to a presentation, I can go to File, Export, and then select the way I'd like to export it. Again, I highly recommend doing a SWOT analysis like this with these modular drag and droppable shapes, or if you're doing it in a manual way on a whiteboard with sticky notes is always a great way to do it. It'll save you a lot of time in terms of being able to move things around and be flexible with how you're thinking about each of the components you identify. That's everything you need to know to make a SWOT analysis in Gliffy. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you haven't yet, sign up for a free trial via the link in our video description. Happy diagramming!